The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Books, beauty products, science, fashion, and glam talk. From Bollywood to Hollywood, it's Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on W4WN Radio, the Women for Women Network. And here's your host, international speaker, educator, award-winning entrepreneur, and best-selling author, Dr. Afshan N. Hashmi.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Afshan Hashmi live from the Florida studio of Talk 4 TV and W4WN Radio, and this show is syndicated to 300 million listeners, and I am your loving host with two of my books. You know, I'm a best-selling author of these two books, and these two books are available on audiobooks form. So if you haven't bought these books, please go and buy these books and give me an honest review. Having said that, friend, today I have a very, very hot topic which is going on in India. I don't know how many of my Western followers follow things in India. You know, the famous Bollywood actor Shahrukh Khan. I don't know how many of you have heard in the Western world. Shahrukh has given many shows in United States of America, and friends, so this is the book which I would recommend you if you don't know about Shahrukh Khan, the king of Bollywood, Shahrukh Khan, and the seductive world of Indian cinema by Anupama Chopra. So this has very good analysis because Shahrukh Khan's son Aryan Khan has recently been arrested on drug charges, and they say, like in India, that he was doing a party on a boat and lot of drugs were found in it, and I was following that because I had to give a show, but till now, you know, there is no bail in the case. And in this book there is a full chapter of mobsters and movies, that how, you know, the underground money is coming in Bollywood. So if you want to read about it, you can read in this book. And also there is beautiful photographs here of Shahrukh, and Shahrukh is a self-made man, and I respect him for that. And Gauri is the wife of Shahrukh Khan, is from the military background. Her parents are in military. So having said that, friends, now after I requesting for sponsorship, so I wanted to play this film here, and once I come back after you listen to this one, then we will talk further. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Afshan Hashmi live from a barn in Virginia, and I just wanted to say, for my W4WN Radio and Talk 4 TV, I request everyone who is listening to please give a sponsorship if you want these shows to continue, because this show is syndicated worldwide to more than 300 million listeners. So if you give me sponsorship, your product will be promoted to more than 300 million listeners around the globe. And I wanted to tell you that to make these kind of shows, it requires a lot of money and energy. So I just want to request a sponsorship, and cheers and bye. So now, friends, I will go on a break, and once I come back, we will regain and talk about and do my analysis that why this happened.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Chapter 2: How Jugaad leads to multi-sector success stories in India, including definitions of the Jugaad management principle business model. Of the book The Modern Mughal Mentality: New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. Inspiration: True Jugaad is an inspiration on how to create products using technology that meet the price value equation. According to a Harvard Business Review article featuring expert Prahlad and Mashelkar, most innovation programs are built on the assumptions of affluence and abundance. We see the rich and the young in both the developed and the developing countries demanding environmental friendly products and services. They also believe that affordability and sustainability are crucial to driving successful business today. New technologies and radical business models are important not only to penetrate mass markets in India but in the entire world. By reconfiguring all areas of the business structure, they will full.
A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. OMG, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of A Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now! The world is depending on you.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
So, this is another Bollywood book, and this book I got it here from Kennedy Center when there was a big show on Bollywood here in not it was about like they were showing the Indian culture and all. So that's where I got this book from Kennedy Center in Washington DC. So, friends, now let's go and see what is going on with Aryan. And they say, I was just looking at the news during the break because I don't want to give any wrong news to you guys, and it says that still he will be in another night in jail for Aryan Khan as court adjourns uh, hearing till tomorrow. Okay, so this is the latest news, and this is given by, let me see, it is given by as India News. So here it is. And the problem with these rich and Bollywood kids, and Bollywood is the industry which comes after Hollywood, and it is very old industry. And the problem with these rich kids is that they don't listen to their parents. The parents have their own. I'm not being critic to Shahrukh and Gauri, but like they have so much of money and all. And Aryan was in England. I don't know when he came here. What I was aware of, that he is in England and studying, and all of a sudden this news came. And then there was another guy, another boy found with him, and they were clicking together, and his father said that he was surprised. Well, how can you be surprised? Like, you guys, you have the rich kids of Bombay, you can say, their parents have so much money, they have given these kids so much money, and these kids have to be grounded. I never knew what rave parties are, and today I was reading about it. So I asked some of my younger generation that what is rave party. And here is like the rave parties, they have rave parties in that, and in which they have very loud music. And I heard that New Delhi had rave parties, and Mumbai and Goa is very famous for that. They take cruises there, and then they have lot of drugs going on. And it's very loud music and it's called rave. Like they play with DJ, with music, with everything. And then what happens, they take drugs, and then there is like sex involved, drug involved, and rich kids are targeted. So Aryan, I hope you have got the lesson, that you will be grounded now. And I request Shahrukh and Gauri to please look into your son, and then try to eradicate these kind of things. If you want to heal or anything, then it should be your mission from now to go and help the authorities in eradicating organized crime. And if he Aryan is innocent, he should be given bail immediately. That's what I request the authorities to do. But it should be fair for I think there were 18 kids, and it should be fair to all of them. It's not fair, because one of the news I read, it was saying that Aryan and that boy, like merchant boy, he was from some lawyer. I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing that name, Merchant. So his father was surprised. Mr. Merchant's son was there, and they were clicking together, and so the authorities separated them and put them in another cell. Now, if they put them in another cell, now Aryan was feeling very suffocated, very thing, and he said, and there were news. I don't know, media makes news also. I don't know how far it is true. I did not go to verify it. Whatever I heard, I am here in United States, so I don't know that what media is reporting. I'm just reading that, and there was one news that Aryan was very upset. Like he said, I'm Shahrukh Khan's son and I should be given release. But well, Aryan, there are 18 children, and who are like with you. So if your parents can afford, but those children cannot afford, so this is, I hope, a big lesson, not only for Aryan but the whole family. And they should feel that they should now, I think it should be their mission to go and hunt for drug dealers and all. And Aryan, it will be such a good experience, and Shahrukh and Gauri, it will be such a good experience. You are people with resources in India, and you can help in this mission of drug trafficking and all, and eradicate drugs, make India clean as possible. So that's what I will request from this channel. And the other thing is that now like Gulshan Kumar, I know, like the T series guy was again shot in Mumbai several years back. So who are these gangsters? They should be caught by the police there, and the authorities. Now there is a rumor about, and whoever comes to investigate, I don't know how far it is true, but I was reading here that there is, let me see, I will look for that news, and I will go on break, and once I come back I will hear it for you.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. Oh my God, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now. The world is depending on you.
The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, Chapter 1, 1964 to 2018, and this is the sample track, and it is read by Dr. Afshan Hashmi. In a sprawling bungalow in Potomac, Maryland, USA, lived Dr. Honey Singh, a board-certified internal medicine and family practice physician, along with his beautiful wife, Baby Singh. Baby Singh was a fashionista and was funding women's causes through her Honey Babe Foundation. She had a ladies' book club by the name of Baby's Glam and Glitzy Club, which had many glam and glitzy ladies who were professionals living in Washington, D.C., Potomac, Maryland, Virginia, and even Beverly Hills, California, as well as elites from all of America meeting at her place on the last Wednesday of every month, discussing various aspects of charities they wanted her and Dr. Honey to fund. In this club, there was a wide spectrum of career women. There were doctors, lawyers, actresses, business owners, and models, to name a few. In these book club meetings, members would come prepared after reading a book of a famous woman author, and that author was even invited from any part of the world to give her presentation, followed by a Q&A in this prestigious and elite gathering.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
And here is this news from DNA. I don't know how far it is correct, but it says that NCB officer Samir Wakande, who arrested Aryan Khan, files complaint alleging he is being illegally stalked. So, Narcotics Control Bureau Zonal Director Samir Van Kade has filed a complaint with Mumbai Police alleging that he and his sleuths are being illegally stalked by some policemen. Vakande said on Monday that he has lodged a complaint with Oshiwara Police in this regard. However, he did not provide detail. This is the first time I am hearing about Oshiwara Police. I don't know in Mumbai, where this place is. Is it in Goa or Mumbai or where it is? It would have been better if they would have said it in clear words. And then there is nothing here. And then Aryan Khan and Ashish Misra, India gripped by tale of two sons. So let's see. This is of course because of Shahrukh and Gauri's celebrity status. This is getting so much of attention, and this is a very, very a sad story that Aryan is being arrested, and I'm sure Aryan will do his job now very well of catching these criminals and the organized crime of India, and he will help in this mission. And then it says India is agog over tale of two sons, and this is from BBC News Delhi. The first is Aryan Khan, the 23-year-old son of Bollywood superstar Shahrukh Khan, who was arrested on early Sunday morning for allegedly doing recreational drugs at a party. The second is Ashish Misra, the son of India's junior Home Minister, who is accused of ordering his driver to plow his vehicle into a group of protesting farmers, resulting in deaths and injuries. Oh my God. Both Khan and Misra have denied the allegations against them, and the two cases are not linked in any way. But the manner in which the two young men have been treated by law enforcement, and the huge media attention paid to Khan's case has led some to question the agenda of some of the press and accuse certain stations of trying to tarnish Bollywood. The drug bust. Khan was taken off a cruise ship that was on his way from Mumbai, the city where his family lived, to the tourist paradise of Goa. Okay, so he was caught in Goa. The Narcotics Control Bureau (NCB), which arrested him along with several others, said they were detained under laws related to possession, consumption, and sale of illegal substances. The 23-year-old was remanded into custody until 7th October. NLS said, based on Khan's arrest papers, that the drug yield was likely so small that there was really no reason to keep him in custody. His lawyer, Satish Manshande, strongly denied the accusations. He told the magistrate at the bail hearing on Sunday that Khan had been screened twice when he boarded the cruise and that no contraband had been found on him, and there was no evidence that he had consumed any drugs. Protest, runaway car, and death. The second incident involved Ashish Mishra, son of Prime Minister Modi's ministerial colleague Ajay Misra, after a car from their motorcade allegedly plowed into a group of protesting farmers in Lakhimpur district of Uttar Pradesh. And although 8 people were killed, farm union said 2 protesters died when they were run over. 2 others who were injured later succumbed in the hospital, and 3 BJP workers and the driver were beaten to death by a mob of protesters. So this is a news to me. I just read this, and it is in Lakhimpur Kheri, and that is in eastern UP. And once it happened to be the area of dacoit Queen Phulan Devi years back when she was alive. It was only after protests by opposition parties and farmers union that the police finally opened an investigation on Monday morning, and the father and the son were charged. The reluctance and the delay by the police in lodging the complaint is inexcusable, said Vikram Singh, a former top police official from the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. The incident in Lakhimpur is much more grave as it involves loss of life, but Khan's arrest has hogged the limelight, he said. The media coverage. Throughout Sunday, some TV channels feasted on Khan's family ordeal. This is so sad. He was photographed and filmed being escorted by the police in and out of building, and his arrest memo was shown on TV screens and shared widely on WhatsApp. Khan's arrest was described by one anchor as a major bust of a rave party, while another demanded that the nexus between Bollywood and drugs be ended. The problem is this, that in India, that if anybody speaks in against these criminals, they are being targeted, and then they are being followed, and then deaths happen. So people are very very afraid to talk about it, and especially when one of PM Modi's minister son is involved. So people are very afraid that there can be backlash, and then they would be trolled on on the internet, and people are very afraid in India to speak about it. Aryan, now this says Aryan Khan was consuming drugs for 4 years, cried during questioning, NCB sources. So Aryan has learned his lesson. If Aryan is innocent, or whatever, he should get bail. And then now there is another news that Salman Khan was trolled for supporting thing. So is it like a targeted thing, like why these Bollywood stars, who is it a coincidence or what it is that they all are Muslims, they all are Muslims? So is it, like as you know, these days the condition of Muslims in BJP rule is not very good. So is it like they are being targeted because they are Muslims, or what it is a question which is coming to my mind. And rave parties, I have never, when I was in India, we never heard of that. Recently, this has become, maybe they had in those days, but I was not aware of it. And now it is so common, it is such a big problem, and then they drive so fast. I go to Delhi and all, and they drive so fast after that, and this is a very good example that then accident happens. And in Delhi, all these leaders are living, and their family, they think like they are the kings, their children and their relatives, they think, well, there are very good people also. All leaders are not bad, I am not saying that, but there is a problem that they go so far. Like girls are being raped, innocent girls are being raped. And like, do you remember Nabhaya's case? Like what happened, so such a innocent girl. When I saw that movie, I was crying like anything. And it should be a movement in India, that they should clean the drugs from it. And like, if somebody is targeted, whether it is Hindu, Muslim, or of any religion, I don't care, but they should not be targeted. That's what I feel like, and that's what I want to say from this thing, that please PM Modi and all the leaders there, listen that and do the cleanup. And innocent should not be punished. And all these children are so young, they might have trauma. So just, I request you to please release them, and they have learned the lesson. And this is all I want to say. And look into that Lakhimpur Kheri region incidents, that what is happening there. Was that boy arrested, or was he not arrested? Because before, like, remember, like Salman Khan, they were always, like, little bit news came, and Salman did this, he killed that animal, that was an exotic animal, and that was not good. So are those big Bollywood stars who are Muslim are being targeted, or what it is? And then I will go on a break, and once I come back, I will talk little bit more about it.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Chapter 2: How Jugaad leads to multi-sector success stories in India, including definitions of the Jugaad management principle business model. Of the book The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. Inspiration. True Jugaad is an inspiration on how to create products using technology that meet the price-value equation. According to a Harvard Business Review article featuring expert Prahlad and Mashelkar, most innovation programs are built on the assumptions of affluence and abundance. We see the rich and the young in both the developed and the developing countries demanding environmental friendly products and services. business. They also believe that affordability and sustainability are crucial to driving successful business today. New technologies and radical business models are important not only to penetrate mass markets in India but in the entire world. By reconfiguring all areas of the business structure, they will pull.
A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. OMG, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of A Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now! The world is depending on you.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
So now there is news from India Today Group, and India Today Group is a very prestigious group in India. And here it is the news which I was glancing through, and it says that October 27-21. NCB Mumbai cruise drug bust. Bombay High Court on Wednesday heard documents in favor of the bail application filed by Aryan Khan, Arbaz Merchant, and Munmun Dhamecha. So there is another character. I don't know who this is. And they have filed a complaint, but still the bail is not there. And so in tomorrow's show, I will give the part 2 of the episode. So please tune in, and I will give you update that what is happening there and what is going on, the latest one. And now, friends, I will go on a break and will be back soon.
Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email to info@talk4media.com. And now let's hear from some of our sponsors.
A monstrous infection is spreading worldwide. Oh my God, is this a simple infection or a deliberate attempt to ruin the human population? Or maybe it's bioterrorism. What is this global infection and who is spreading it? Help us find out. Go to Amazon and search for The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. The human race needs your help to make this go viral. Go to Amazon.com and read The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection to find out what happens next. Go now. The world is depending on you.
The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, Chapter 1, 1964 to 2018, and this is the sample track, and it is read by Dr. Afshan Hashmi. In a sprawling bungalow in Potomac, Maryland, USA, lived Dr. Honey Singh, a board-certified internal medicine and family practice physician, along with his beautiful wife, Baby Singh. Baby Singh was a fashionista and was funding women's causes through her Honey Bay Foundation. She had a ladies' book club by the name of Baby's Glam and Glitzy Club, which had many glam and glitzy ladies who were professionals living in Washington, D.C. D.C., Potomac, Maryland, Virginia, and even Beverly Hills, California, as well as elites from all of America meeting at her place on the last Wednesday of every month, discussing various aspects of charities they wanted her and Dr. Honey to fund. In this club, there was a wide spectrum of career women. There were doctors, lawyers, actresses, business owners, and models, to name a few. In these book club meetings, members would come prepared after reading a book of a famous woman author, and that author was even invited from any part of the world to give her presentation, followed by a Q&A in this prestigious and elite gathering.
And now, back to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show.
So there is another news, and it says NCB has a lot to answer for Congress leader Dinesh Gandu Rai. Congress leader Dinesh Gandu Rai took to Twitter on Wednesday to say that the NCB has a lot to answer for. He made the remarks in connection with the Aryan Khan case. It's been 22 days for Aryan Khan. People caught with drugs on them are free criminals who attended that party are free, but Aryan still languishes, Rao ended. So this is not fair. If other people are free and Aryan is kept under custody, this is not at all free. Aryan should be free and everyone should be, because there is so much of noise and so much of news coming. How can a person follow, so much of news, and everybody is saying something or the other, that how far this is true, and like who is saying what, who is saying what. So much news media these days, I don't know how much is true and how much is fake. Anybody can go to Facebook or Twitter or anywhere and just start saying something without any authenticity or anything. So I don't know how far it is true, but PM Modi, I want to address you from this thing, and I have addressed you many times from this platform. And President COVID, please look into the matter. What is going on in India for the Muslims? Like Muslims should not be targeted. India is a secular country, and leaders, children have become such a big problem, and that problem is not very recent. This is going on for a very, very long time, that the children of the prime minister or very, very important officials, they think as if they own Delhi or they own India. And so if one minister's son can be released, then well, Aryan can be released. I was in the impression that 18 children have come out. But if this is not right, that Aryan is being targeted. First Salman Khan was targeted, then Saif Ali Khan was targeted, and I don't know about Amir Khan, but I know about these two cases, and now Aryan Khan cases, because Shahrukh Khan is very rich, and whoever is rich, like the mafia and the organized crime, targets them and then finishes them, and then that family is finished, and then it happens again and again and again. It is the same story, whether it is today's India or it is yesterday's India, whether any party is in a thing. So it is like not political. This is the culture of India, and people are very afraid. After Nirbhaya case, days, many people, they used to send their girls. They were not comfortable that their girls should study in India, high profile people. So they used to send their girls to United States or other places to study. So this is what it is, folks. And having said that, I will come tomorrow and see, like, 24 hours what PM Modi and President COVID does for this case. If other people are released, well, Aryan should also be released and his bail should be done. Having said that, friends, cheers and bye bye, and see you tomorrow with the latest update on the analysis of Shahrukh Khan on my K4 HD radio and Talk 4 TV. Cheers and
You have been listening to Dr. Afshan Hashmi's radio show on W4WN Radio, the Women for Women Network. Tune in live right here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Would you love exposure for your business, product, or service to over 300 million potential listeners? Send an email at info@talk4media.com. And remember, if you missed any part of this show or want to hear it again, find our featured show on iHeartRadio, where all past episodes are available on demand 24/7. See you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.